I thought we had a little bit of a countdown when we went.
No, it's okay. Why even bother with the anticipation after what happened today?
I know. It was a disappointing one. So, let's first start off with the formalities. I guess this is Giancarlo, Pepe. Oscar couldn't be here tonight. He's somewhere on a beach in Cancun.
Yeah, he's scouting for more players since all the players are down injured.
yeah. He's scouting for the next Rafa Marquez down there.
Yeah, Hugo Sanchez.
So, so I mean, obviously, let's just get right to it. We, this is the Curva channel. It's our fourth episode?
Yep, number 4.
Man, time flies already. It's our fourth episode, and I think, what's the record of Milan so far since we've been doing this? We got 1 loss, 1 tie, and 1 win. All right, it's not bad, right?
1-1-1.
Yeah, 1-1-1. I guess it's not too bad. So I mean, I didn't see the whole game because obviously it was on during the work schedule. I tried to go in and out of ESPN Plus, but I know you probably did. You watch the whole game?
Yeah, I don't know because I was working, but I don't know if I watched the whole game. Then I rewatched afterwards just to make sure that I knew what I was talking about.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't care that this team was parking a bus or what they say in this country. But
yeah.
Jesus Christ. I mean, how do you play a game so convincing like you play with Roma? Convincing to a certain point. They play good. Then they follow that up. And I said it on here too. I say, I wouldn't be shocked if this team won against Roma and then laid 2 eggs against Udinese and Verona. So far, the first egg has been laid. And they're lucky they even got that time goal because not only we didn't win, we almost lost if it wasn't for that penalty. Penalty that exists, rightfully so, but now it's becoming like a joke because we have gotten, I think that today was our 16th penalty that we got. The second place team for most penalty this year, I think had 8 or 9. So we have doubled the penalties that the rest of the teams have. Now, they're all rightful, which I don't care what people say because if the penalties all are rightfully given, then I don't care. But now what's happening is that now it became like people are trying to make us like the Juve because, they got a bit in Milan. Everything, it's like an ongoing joke now.
Yeah.
But, it's like, and what's funny is I said, you know what, maybe to win this game, but that game looked like it was going to finish 0-0. So maybe Milan was going to win, but they're going to win as of, with a penalty maybe. And we'll escape like that. I never thought they were going to go down 1-0.
Yeah. No, I know. And, Udinese is one of those teams that we always seem to struggle with for whatever reason, no matter who's on the team. And again, I don't want to say that we struggle playing in places with no fans right now, right? I mean, so that's not really the issue, right? So, I mean, in the past we could say, it's a tough place to play because of the fans. It's not the easiest place. Like, for example, Milan playing at, Old Trafford or, with Manchester United, even though we've had very much success against Man United, still it's a tough place to play. And obviously there's other teams that we struggle with in Italy, Sassuolo, right? But, there's no fans in the stadium, right? So you can't say necessarily it's the fans, and it's just the matter of the team, right? And it's something about Udinese that we always seem to just play like shit, either it's a high scoring game that we barely win or lose, and or it's the situation today where Udinese definitely parked the bus, and they just wanted us to take it to them, and unfortunately we couldn't, and that was the biggest issue, right? I mean, there was no, I don't know, man. It just seemed like a different team again, like from the Roma game. And we didn't play phenomenal during the Roma game, but we played much better. It seems like we've kind of gone back a step, right? Again. And, if it wasn't for that freakish penalty today, I mean, that was freakish. I mean, we'll get to the Juventini in a second, kind of busting our chops about this.
The old Beckham Jr. Penalty.
No, the best is that picture that our friend Frank sent with
Yeah.
the basketball hoop.
Oh my God. Yeah. You believe that if you go on social media, there's people that are actually saying, "Oh, how ironic that they were given 5 minutes of stoppage time, and on the 6 minute of stoppage time, this is what happened." Like almost as if like Udinese, like all these little conspiracy things. Like if anything, nobody wanted us to be in first place, not the other way around. That they're trying to give us a push to stay up there. You know, that's like I read things that are so like. I mean, and Milan. Listen, Milan, despite of the injuries, which the injuries are a big deal, even though I don't want excuses. You know, sometimes what I think, you wonder if this team didn't start the way they did. If this is really Milan this year,
Mhm.
where the fuck will we be? And what I mean by that is like we had such a jump. We didn't lose. We were just getting points. I think we had our first loss 2 months ago.
Yeah.
If we just were the way we are now, we would be like in 10th place right now. If it wasn't for that jump, because every year you saw we always play catch up.
Always.
We started
Yeah,
off
yeah.
slow.
This year was the reverse.
This year was the reverse. So let's see how long, because now we got Verona Sunday.
Which is going to be very tough.
Then we have Manchester United. Then we have Napoli.
And Verona, so I said earlier about places where it's hard to play. Are we playing? Are we playing home or are we playing at Verona? At Verona, right?
Should be that you play in Verona, yeah.
In that dungeon stadium.
Because of the way it is, we should be playing that there. But sometimes you could play home 2 times. But I'll tell you right now because
Yeah, I couldn't remember. I think we are playing.
Verona. Then we go to Old Trafford, and then we go home against Napoli. And then after that, we got Fiorentina away too. So it's not like it gets any better. Fiorentina, Sampdoria, Parma, Genoa.
What did you say? What did you say today that by Easter we could be in 5th place, right?
Very, very easily. Because if you really look at it, I got the standings in front of me, and the standings talk that the 5th place team, which is Roma, got 47 points. We got 53. It's only 6 points difference. You start losing a couple of.
No, I know. Yeah. It could very easily happen. And today's game, I said it in our group chat that thank God we were able to come away with a tie, even if it was very lucky. One thing I did want to ask you though, because I didn't watch the whole game, and unfortunately I didn't watch the ending until I actually didn't replay the penalty or anything like that. I just kind of was updated by you guys. I only watched the first half really. But what I wanted to ask you is, how did it get to 7 minutes extra time? Why?
Between them, I'm assuming the injuries. That's the part that I didn't see because I was also driving to come home.
Yeah.
I had the radio on. And I'll tell you why. I got a phone call. I saw that it was 1-1. Maybe as soon as I got out of the car, because up until the 37 minute of the second half, I was keeping up with maybe 37, 38. When I shut it off purposely. When I got the phone call, when I came back, I saw 1-1. I got the alert. And then when I looked at it, I said, "Que si." Yeah, I swear to God.
Presidente.
No, but I swear to God, I said to myself, "Que si." It had to be a penalty.
Rigore per la Juve.
Yeah, it had to be a penalty. Sure enough, I look and it said a penalty. And I mean, I don't know what happened. I mean, and then I saw the penalty. I said,
well, I mean,
you can't deny that.
We joked a little bit in the beginning about, and we said we would get to it. Juventini. Any opportunity that I can take personally to criticize and make fun of our Juventus friends, I'll always take that opportunity. So, of course, the second I actually joked about it in the chat that because I wasn't watching the game, but obviously getting the updates from the guys, everybody was like penalty, and I'm like, oh my God, 97th minute penalty. I'm like, here we go. I grabbed my phone. I'm like, it's gonna come any second now from like all my friends who are Juventini. Of course, 3 messages, a Facebook tag came through, all of it, right? But I didn't know actually what ended up happening until I saw some of the highlights, and then obviously all the memes that are all over the place now. And I mean, are they serious? I mean, like I get that you're trying to just push away the fact that you guys get all these penalties and you've gotten them for so many years, and they're never, obvious penalties. They're penalties that are really always a stretch. And I'm sure Milan, I'll be very honest, and I think we, especially you, but I know I can be too, unbiased when we talk about Milan. If we suck, we suck. If we don't deserve something, we'll say it. I know both of us are very similar in that sense, more so you than me. So what I'm getting at is, I will admit if Milan doesn't have a penalty there. I'll say it, and I know that most of our friends or Juventus fans won't. So what I'm saying today is that was a blatant penalty. I mean, the guy was playing football, American football. I mean, like, how could you say that's not a penalty and joke around? I mean, I think they're just obviously just trying to make themselves feel better because, they're in third place and Pirlo's their coach, no enthusiasm. I mean, I know they're playing a little bit better, but, they want somebody to poke fun at and take away, the fact that, they always used to get penalties. But I mean, I think we've gotten the penalty situation for us has been legitimate. Don't you agree?
Yep. 14 out of those 16, I believe. And I'm saying a lot. I'm saying that maybe it's one or two that were iffy, but otherwise all of our penalties were legit.
Yeah.
And that's what's funny. I'm saying to myself, but I don't understand. So what does that mean? Just because Milan got all those penalties, the referee, even if we have a penalty, we shouldn't give it because people are crying? Juve fans are pretty ironic that of all people, you know what it is? They feel left out because they're so used to them getting the penalties. Then FIFA came up with something called VAR. So now they actually see penalties. So you can't just make up bullshit penalties like you used to for Juve. So you actually got to look at them. You can't really justify the penalties. Juve has gotten historically always penalties that came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And you didn't have the VAR to try to fix it, so you could always hide them. Now you can't do it. But I mean, Juve. I don't know why everything is a problem. Even like with the referees, we got to be careful because I truly believe if we get penalties nowadays, because everybody's crying about Milan getting all these penalties, they're gonna be limited because that you get how you say conditioned by what people say. So
yeah. I know.
I'm sure the referees are probably a little bit more hesitant to give up penalties. I mean, unless you do something so stupid as Udinese did today.
Well, that was the stupidest thing I've ever. I mean, that was just one of the stupidest things I've ever seen. I just
don't. He's never going to get to the ball anyway.
It's like, yeah. Why? It didn't make any sense. But whatever. For us, it's good. We get that 1 point that we really didn't deserve. We really needed that 1 point. We needed 3 points, but I mean, we'll take the 1 instead of the 0, right? And we'll go to Verona now and see what happens. And as you mentioned, Pepe, earlier, and I think I mentioned too, it's always a tough place to play. No matter where Verona is in the table, we always struggle against them. But obviously, you're born and raised in Italy. I was born here. My dad's from Italy. I don't know if everybody knows, but my dad's a Juventino. My dad's a Juventino, so he's from a very young age. He was trying to persuade me to follow Juve. Luckily, I grew up around the time of Ruud Gullit, and
Yeah, I'm surprised because it's tough. Usually, I follow my father. My father was a big Milanista. It's tough to go this way.
And I feel bad, but I love my dad. You know my father. You love him too. I wish he was, a Milan fan, or I wish I would have. I don't wish I was a Juventus fan, but I just wish that we would cheer for the same team. But obviously, Ruud Gullit, and Marco van Basten, Frank Rijkaard, obviously from a young age, just kind of, brought me towards that, the red and black side of things, right? But what I'm saying is that you have more of, let's say, of a memory of, let's say, going to some of the games, growing up in Italy. You lived in Milan for a while. What does it mean to play against Verona for somebody from Milan or from a Milanista, maybe for some of the fans that don't know, because there is a little bit of a rivalry that a lot of people don't really know about. I mean, even one of the songs that the Curva used to sing, right? Yeah. It has Verona in it. Noi odiamo il Verona. I mean, Verona's the first team that they named. So maybe kind of go through that if you don't mind.
Because I think back then we also lost 2 Scudetti inside that stadium. So I think that's why it stood with us. Not because it's a big rivalry, because every time we go there for some reason, those games have always been, especially there, going to Verona, to the Bentagode, it's always been like a war, because that team, although they were in different planets as far as history and stuff like that, this team, for some reason, has always hurt us.
Always.
One way or another. They took away 2 scudetti from us. One in the early, I think once we went there and we got relegated in the 80s. And another time we lost a scudetto that Napoli ended up winning, because I think we lost 5-3 or whatever it was in the 90s.
Maradona?
The second scudetto that Napoli won, we actually lost it on the last day because of
That's right. Yeah, no, I remember that. It was against Verona. You're right. I mean, I remember I was young, but
and they call it La Fatal Verona.
yeah.
So that's what it is. But listen, this team we have some memories with this team, not very fond ones. So every time we play them, we always get the specters, the ghosts of
The Bentegodi.
yeah.
Have you been there?
To the Bentegodi, no.
I have.
Yeah.
I went to see. I didn't see Milan play. It was Chievo. Chievo played. Oh my God! It was so long ago. Chievo was playing. Was it Cremonese? It was like it's a Coppa Italia. I mean, it was.
That's some game.
Yeah, I mean, it was. We were in Verona, as a family, and my dad and I wanted to, to go see a game. It was a, Coppa Italia, man. I think it was Cremonese. It was a long time ago now. I don't even remember what year it was. But that stadium, I mean, I was young. I forgot how old I was.
What a shit all of a stadium.
Oh my God, it's terrible. It's crazy because on TV it looks big, but when you're inside, we talked about this the other day with the San Nicola too. But they're not, because they have all this wasted space.
Yeah.
Right. That makes no sense because I mean, Italians are known for their architecture, right? Mm-hmm. And for some reason, these stadiums were built by, the blind architects, I guess, in Italy, right? I mean, these stadiums are terrible.
Because everywhere you go, I think when it comes to tracks, unless you go to South America, and like in some areas in Asia, not even every single soccer stadium that you watch,
yeah,
they're all football specific stadiums. In Italy, for some reason, you have these stadiums with massive tracks. That you say to yourself, they couldn't just build a track somewhere. Why do we have to have a multi-purpose stadium? And maybe it's got to do something with money, maybe tax.
Yeah, because I think then it becomes it is tax related, I believe, for the commune. I think it becomes a multi-purpose stadium where they could use it for other types of events, for I don't know, gymnastic events, or like some sort of Pan American type games, or what I mean. Not the Olympics, but something like that. And they could use it for other multi-purpose, multifunctional sporting events.
Yeah. The only one that actually makes sense is the Stadio Olimpico, because the Olympics in Rome what belongs to CONI, because it belongs to that. So that's the only one that you could say it's a multi-purpose stadium. It was used in the Olympics, but every other one, like in Napoli, really, you think Napoli is known to have their cross-country meets over there? Like, I don't think
not the Napolitani I know, the way they smoke.
Yeah.
They're not running a track meet. They may be running away from the Camorra or from the Carabinieri.
Yeah. Yeah, Secondigliano.
But back to Milan, obviously, just to kind of ask a couple more questions, to you, and then obviously I can chime in as well. But what do you think? How did you see the team today without Ibra? What was your take?
You miss what do you call it? Basically, you're missing your identity, because Milan has been the successful Milan has been Milan the way we know it now is with Ibra. See, but although I don't believe that's 100% a true statement, because we have shown that with all these injuries, with all the COVID, with people just missing it, we kept getting points. So Milan has done good. But somebody made it a point, like, well, yeah, but that was that Milan. This is a different Milan. And I started telling people, you know what? You're right. I've been telling you guys, this team looked different. I don't want to be the one I told you so when it comes to bad things, but I called this a month ago, and everybody was telling me, yeah, well, just because it's cloudy doesn't mean I'm going to open up my umbrella until something happens. Somebody told me that on that chat, and I said, okay, fine. You guys don't want to.
Was it me?
No, it wasn't you. But I say to you, I say, listen, I understand, don't be miserable, this and that. But I mean, if you know what you're talking about,
Yeah.
you see certain things. You see the forecast. When you see those clouds get dark and dark, when you look up and you see like those bad clouds, you say to yourself, "Mingus, it's gonna pour, right?" But you know, like we have that reaction.
Yeah, of course.
Pour, it's gonna be because you already predicted. You know by seeing these clouds, it's gonna be bad. So what do? Not that you could do anything about it because it's Mother Nature. It's like us with soccer. We watch the games. We can't do nothing about it. All we
Yeah.
could do is make our little remarks and make our little prediction, or just say, maybe they should do this, maybe they should do that. We're talking as if we're the coach. At the end of the day, me and you could talk to a bull in the face. Nothing's going to change. All we could do is watch it unfold. However, certain things you're starting to see it, like from the Atalanta game. I said,
That
shit,
was
that was a big
that game to me is when, and obviously I always kind of put on a very positive, a positive front, but that game really, took a lot out of me, and kind of brought me back to reality. Obviously we hadn't had some other losses really like that one up until that point, but I really wanted to beat Atalanta. Obviously I always want to beat Inter and Juve, but I really wanted to beat Atalanta because, people have been joking around the last few years, and joking around, they're actually right about it. They've kind of replaced us to a certain extent.
Oh, big time.
In the table in Europe, right? So, and it's crazy because who would have ever have thought that Atalanta would be the team that would kind of take Milan's spot up in the.
It seems like in these 10 years, we had Roma replace us, we had Lazio, Napoli replace us,
Yeah.
and then
No, Atalanta.
And then what happened at Atalanta too, it got there. It's like when we were gone for those 10 years, all these teams became mainstays. They started making Champions Leagues. They started just being there. They just started beating us. And then over the last 3 years, this happened. So you're saying to yourself, but what are they doing that's so different that we can't do? Like there's no excuse of a team like Atalanta that's supposed to be mid-table.
Yeah.
It continues to do this. But also that's another thing, because that team, like with Gasperini and all this, if you ever see Gasperini's players only flourish under that system. The moment they get sold and they go somewhere else, these players disappear.
Why do you think Papu Gomez is still there?
Yeah, well, not there. He went to Sevilla.
Well, Sevilla, but I mean, why did he stay there so long? He stayed there for a long period of time. That's what I meant. He stayed there for so long. He didn't want to leave because he knew that he was scared that if he left Gasperini's system, right, that would happen.
Kessie maybe was the brightest thought to leave and not be, because Kessie was never what he was at Atalanta, but he was still decent enough. Conte came, got hurt. We never actually.
Conte's that was different, man. That was the injury, right?
Yeah, that was the injury.
I mean, the first year, for all the game, he was good. He played well for us.
Yeah. He was supposed to be the best defender we would have had. Then we discovered Calabria, and then we got Kier from everybody. Otherwise,
who?
Kaya, or fucking Kier.
He was a pleasant surprise. Let's be honest. I think we all were a little depressed at what's his name? I forgot his name already. The guy who came with Higuain, Caldara.
That's another one. We got and didn't do shit. It was a Juve player, but he would never really play for Juve. It was an Atalanta player.
Yeah. No, I know. So it's talking about Atalanta. Obviously that game, specifically that game was, for me like an awakening, right? And then obviously we've had a couple of good moments since then, but mostly not so good. But back to today, how would you say, let's say, what's your opinion on how Romagnoli played today? Do you think he played better?
He played better, but in the complesso, in the general sense of the way, besides that save that he made at the line, which obviously you can't deny that was what saved us from going down 1-0 earlier.
Yeah.
Besides that, he didn't really do anything for me to say that, you know what, you deserve to be back in the starting role. You got to show me a little more than that.
No, he needs to be consistent from here on out. He needs to show that he's a real captain. If he wants the kind of money that his fatso agent wants to give him, he needs to, obviously perform at that level. I mean, I think I saw something today that, Raiola was on the phone with Barcelona. Who's he on the phone with over there? Everybody's in jail.
He also likes to embellish things just to get his players.
It makes me laugh. Like, do they think? I mean, I guess people are stupid enough to believe that, but I mean, the whole freaking management got arrested. I mean, not all of them, but many people got arrested. So you think right now they have this scandal going on? They have the Spanish federal, agents probably roaming around No Camp, and somebody's going to pick up the phone and talk to Pizzaiolo about.
What players about the Magnoli they're going to talk to?
That's what they're worried about right now. They got to talk to Raiola about Romagnoli right now.
And with the exception of Gigio, all his clients, he could take them whatever he wants.
Is Balotelli
myself.
Is Balotelli still his client?
I don't know that. I don't know if he's still because
Oscar. He doesn't. He's on the chat. This guy.
Yeah, he's around. He's like a fuck. He's like a Tika. He's there. He's talking, but he's not.
Don't you log in? They're saying me. Come on the chat. He said his internet service in Cancun is not so good.
Oh, you know what it is? You know what it is? He can't expose himself on video. We can't see what's going on over there.
Who knows what's going on over there? Yeah. Exactly.
But going back to the whole Ibra thing, you missed Ibra. Obviously, he's a big deal when he's there. Plus, also the injuries don't help the situation out. You need somebody to just take your hand and just keep going. And I think, come on with me. I'll drag you guys. Don't worry. But because that's what he's been doing. He's been like a little guide when it came to especially these young players. And speaking of young players,
I know what you're gonna say.
My God. Come ci rompe la minchia. This guy is such a.
Today, I think today was mine.
I don't even have to mention the name.
I already know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the one lazy motherfucker that all he does is walk up and down the field.
Mebaya Niang. Oh, I'm sorry, Rafael Leao.
Oh my god! He's getting so frustrating to watch that you want to You said to yourself, "I don't understand why you like that." Then what I hate is when you see these people get the ball. He does his little tricks and this and that. I'm like, why don't you just worry about playing the right way, scoring, or making something happen instead of just walking and dragging your feet throughout the whole game? You know what it is, and we have no choice but to play him because what do we really have? Everybody's hurt.
But that's what's the most frustrating is that these are the moments that he really needs to shine the most. These are the moments where, if he plays consistently, other players won't get the opportunity to come in. And, it seems from what you hear from him, in interviews, that's what he wants. But, I mean, it doesn't translate on the field. And that's really the most frustrating part. And for me, I've always made the excuse he's young. He's got a lot of talent. His coach at Sporting, said that, he hadn't seen a special talent like this since Ronaldo, right? So, that stays in your mind, right? So I have high hopes. Niang, and I used to get upset when people would compare him to Niang because Niang never had those high hopes when he came over to Milan. I mean, let's be honest. Galliani found him. It wasn't like a big, move. We didn't spend a lot of money, right? He wasn't hyped up. So Niang was really just, okay, he showed promise, and then obviously he fell flat on his face. The Barcelona game, we all know what happened there. But Leao had a lot of hype around him, right? And a lot of smart people talking good about him, right? And so I've been giving him the benefit of the doubt. But I'll be honest, man, today really pissed me off. Oh, look what we have. We have a little guest from En Vivo desde Mexico, Oscar.
These Mexicans,
He's Mexican, this guy.
Mexicans always get through, huh?
He's not Mexican, this guy. He's from Venezuela.
Yeah. You can hear me, but can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Yes.
Hear me? Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah,
how are you guys doing tonight?
Pretty. We're good. We're in the middle of your favorite topic. We were in the middle of your favorite topic. We were talking about Niang 2.0.
Oh my God! I actually tweeted at him today and say, "Hey, just GTFO of the team if you're not gonna run." From what I watched today, it was just a disgrace.
Did he respond?
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get blocked at Twitter pretty soon. But
Yeah.
I was very crude to him. I was like, come on, man. I mean, give the chance to another kid if they want to run. And it seems that,
Wait,
like,
did you say it in Portuguese?
yeah, I said it in Portuguese.
I know you did. Yeah.
So I had to. Vai embora, tipo, like, get out. Like, this is not fair for any other player. So, but yeah, no, I've been listening in. Like I say, hey everybody, just the connection here is quite poor. But it seems that it's working. So
Hey, Oscar, are we split in 3 right now?
yeah, we're
Yeah.
split in 3 ways. We could
How
do
do I
this.
change this? Because there you go. That's
There you go.
okay. Good. We got our
There you
tech
go.
back. My head. I have a big head, and like I looked like I was like it looked like a triangle. So
Oh,
just
guys.
You just barely fit the thing.
yeah, barely. It was all eyebrow. It was like my eyebrows. That's all you could see.
Yeah. Hey, you guys were mentioning the handball. It looked like Tyree from the Super Bowl. Remember when the Giants had Tyree just going like that?
Yeah.
I mean, that
Yeah,
was pretty
Yeah.
outrageous.
Well, you're talking to a Cowboys fan over here, so he's not too happy about that.
Fuck the Giants.
Anyway,
Hey, I'm a Dolphins fan.
American football because Pepe and I could go on and on about the Giants and the Cowboys. So.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. No,
Oscar,
it was
all right,
great.
so let's focus on
Tell me.
on Leao. All right, I gave my opinions on him. That I really have been really patient with him because he had some good hype about him, right? But from like very positive, and respected people. I said to Pepe that we had the former coach or whoever found Ronaldo at Sporting saying he hadn't seen a talent like Leao since Ronaldo, right? So we had high hopes. Niang, I've always been reluctant to make that comparison because Niang didn't have those similar hopes. I mean, that was a Galliani find, right? And, kind of like a parameter. It wasn't a parametro zero, but, it wasn't for a lot of money. So I wasn't as frustrated when Niang kind of became a flop. But with Leao, I'm really getting more and more frustrated. I've been hiding it because he's still young. But now, today, really just was very disheartening. I mean, I'm sure you agree that – I know you said you tweeted him, but – what do you think? Do you think he's Niang 2.0? Do you think he's
I am starting to believe in that religion right now. I'm starting to convert into a Niang 2.0 because I can't conceive that the guy at the beginning of the season was running. I remember that game, the derby we had with Inter. He just smoked Ambrosio. He was running. He was happy. He was on it. And all of a sudden, he's just like, I don't care anymore. Now, has it been because he has been benched, or just because that's the way he is, or is anybody just telling him, "Hey, go kid, go run"? Like, I don't know. I can't conceive that somebody just flopped like that because the kid has talent. The kid is good. He runs, but he just doesn't care. And to me, that hurts. That's why I wrote him today. I'm like, dude, if you don't want to play for us, just go. Like, leave. There's probably 100 other kids with probably better talent than you are that want to just go and represent. Kids are in the Primavera probably are wanting more to to show off. That's my opinion. I think this guy is completely out of it, and I don't know what he needs. Does he need to go on a retreat with Ronaldo? I don't know. I mean,
and all these people making these comparisons, like, oh, I haven't seen a talent like this. Then we hear the same bullshit about Andre Silva.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Ronaldo even said, he's my heir. When everything is all said and done, he's gonna be my heir.
You're right. I did hear that. Yeah, that we did.
Yeah,
Andre Silva was from Sporting.
No, he came from Porto. He came from Porto. Yeah. And he was supposed to be a smoking gun.
Yeah, 38 million euros from him. Granted, what his situation was, we never really got some playing time.
Was it Mirabelli?
Yeah, that was a Mirabelli thumb.
Yeah.
We still have who's still left from it? That's a quiz. Who's still left from the Mirabelli era?
Çalhanoğlu and Kessie. I don't think there's anybody else. Yeah, we saw them.
Yeah, Çalhanoğlu and Kessie.
Somebody makes a good point because I was going to say this too. Andre Silva is doing well this year though in Germany. He's second in the Bundesliga. I mean, it's the Bundesliga. You could say that.
Besides, there's the Bundesliga. I'm a firm believer. Different place, different outcome.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean because he's going to be a capocannoniere, second in the scoring in Bundesliga, that he would have done the same thing with us. I'm a firm believer of that. I'm not saying that they did good to get rid of him. I did say that he should have been played more, but just because he did that, because look, players like Shevchenko, great in Serie A, went to the Premiership, did dick. Kaká, great in Serie A, went to La Liga, did nothing.
Yeah.
See, sometimes it's just a different place, different outcome. Not because of the system. Some players are just better to certain leagues. Maybe he was never meant to be in Serie A.
You remember Fernando Torres? When Fernando Torres was our player?
Yeah, he came at a weird time, though. That was a weird.
When he went back to Atletico Madrid, he started scoring.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
that was a weird time at Milan. I mean, that was a strange.
Yeah, I'll never forget it, just because the jerseys were so terrible that you'll never forget that squad. It's probably the worst year when it came to shirts. You'll never forget it because you see the pictures of Torres with the shirt. Then we had Destro, I think.
Destro.
Honda, Montolivo. Well, these past 10 years, if you look at the roster of the players that we had in this last decade, you think about it, you go like, these players actually wore the Milan shirt.
We should do an episode on that. Actually, we should go through like the top 21, whatever, starting and the bench team, right? Of the best but the worst, really, players that we had in the last 10 years. Because you're right, Pippa, there's some names there that, I know some of the younger fans may not even recognize. Some people may even have forgotten, right? I mean, I didn't forget about Torres, but
there they are.
You may have to add Marione to that soon, because although he's injured, basically it's just a jinx of that fucking number.
Oh, Mandzukic.
Yeah, Mandzukic.
I told you about, but I said it, man. I don't like players coming from Juventus. He takes the number 9. I was not feeling good about Mandzukic. Listen, he's had already some bad luck. It's still, we still have time.
I don't understand why play with fire. Why? It's the same thing with Piontek. I remember when he first came in, Ronaldo went, no, we're not going to give out that number because
he was 19 and he did really well.
6 months went by. We're going to give it. What the hell was that sense of the whole freaking comedy show that you said, no, we're not going to give it. We don't believe in it. We're not going to give it. Then 6 months in, you give it to the guy.
There's a name.
And boom, he started doing.
There's a name here that's giving me it's already giving me agita. I'm looking. Somebody posted it. Menez. Oh, Madonna. That guy, man. And Oscar, I don't know if you were in, because we have a Facebook group. I don't know if everybody knows this, but we have a Facebook group that's been around forever. We have about 8,000 people in it. AC Milan Club, Curva Sud chapter, NYC. Anyway, it was basically like the first thing that kind of started the AC Milan Club of New York City, right? But anyway, there was a guy in there that I remember me and Ari, one of our good friends, we got into a fight with because he was like obsessed with Menez, right? And we just kept saying, listen, dude, he's not that good. I mean, he scores goals, but he's the biggest ball hog in the world, right? And he's, he's really terrible, and he's not a team player. And anyway, the team at the time was just terrible. It was a terrible time. So whenever I see that name, it just gives me like real bad agita. Menez.
He was loved. He was loved in Mexico. I remember he played for America.
Yeah, Las Águilas.
Yeah, he did. He did well until he tore his ACL, and then that's it. Went downhill.
Yeah, so the back heel. But you know what? The back heel goal.
That goal will remain one of the best goals we ever saw.
Out of all players to do it,
sometimes I watch that because they'll put in clips, and I look at it, I'm like, how the fuck did he do that?
I don't know. That was insane.
The whole game was insane. I think it was finished about 5-4.
Yeah.
The whole game was
crazy.
Yeah.
So, Oscar, what's your predictions? Pip and I kind of already talked a lot about this, but what are your predictions against what are your predictions against Verona? And then I'll come back to you on what you thought about today overall.
1-1. 1-1.
What, for Verona? Really?
I think so. I think it's gonna be another game like today. And if we don't play if we don't play a midfield, we're gonna lose. That's just that's just the way I see it. If we don't go out there and play 4 or 5 men in the midfield and hope, cross the ball or something like that. I think that's it, because Verona's midfield is, I mean, I don't want to say solid, but man, they're a pain in the butt. You
They
got
are.
Barack, you got the president, you got Zaccagni, who is like playing
No, there's only one
amazing.
presidente. There's only one presidente.
Well, yeah, that, yeah, okay, you know that. We're making fun. But dude, I mean, that midfield is just glued, and they're just very, if they score a goal like they did when in the first round, they're just gonna pull back, sit back like Udinese did today, and off we go to struggle again. I don't know if you agree with me, Pepe, but that's what I see.
You know what would be the irony of all this? We're supposed to play Verona, Manchester United, and Napoli.
Y buona
Yeah.
Pasqua a
The
tutti.
irony is to win Manchester United at Old Trafford and to not win against Verona and Napoli. That's just the way we are. Because we'll beat Roma, but then we won't win against Spezia. We won't win against Udinese. We won't win against fucking Castrofilippo FC.
Relax. Leave Filippo alone. All right.
Juve Stabia, hey, don't mess
First of
with
all,
us.
Filippo doesn't have a team. All right. Our team was Agregas from Agrigento.
Yeah. Well, they have teams. Even in the small towns.
Yeah, but I mean nothing anywhere remote to like Serie D or wherever.
They
Nothing.
play a bomb. Castrofilippese, the Deportivo Castrofilippese plays a bomb park.
Yeah, it's the derby of the Whitestone Derby in Queens.
Yeah.
Borgetto FC versus Filippo.
Yeah. They got some heated matchups there.
For people who don't know what we're talking about, these are two towns in Sicily where Beppe lives in a town called, Queen in Whitestone, Queens, and that's where I'm originally from. And there's a lot of people from these two towns in Sicily, and there's a big rivalry, amongst those two towns.
There's more Borgettani and Castrofilippese in Whitestone than there is in Borgetto Castrofilippo.
That is true. And any house, the best part is when you go back to Borgetto Castrofilippo, you see these beautiful mansions. It's all from the money over here that they go over there and they build themselves like a nice little summer house, right?
Yeah. Bella vida, God bless.
Yeah, it's true. It's a nice life. But so I know we kind of, went off topic there, but
I went full Sicilian here. I am learning.
You did. You came into the gates of Sicily there. But you said, okay, so 1-1. But now back to today's game, though. What was your take on today? And obviously, the freakish penalty. Give us your synopsis.
Well, I watched the game for 45 minutes and I almost fell asleep. Second half, I wasn't. I was actually enjoying it out, but I was just reading the messages.
First half was boring. That's what I watched.
Yeah, and everybody was freaking out, and then I see Beckham scores, and I'm like, come on, man, this guy again. It's like, this is not happening. I'm having bad memories from the Giampaolo days, when that guy. But then I read like it was Leon was just walking, and that's why I tweeted at him. I mean, it was pretty much the reviews that I've got, and that we were not, we're just not pushing it. Actually, when Salamakers walked in the game, apparently it really changed everything. Like I said, I didn't watch it, but from what I'm reading, it was like those 15 minutes, they turned it up. I'm like, well, 15 minutes too late. I saw Hauge played some. I don't know. I mean, you guys watched? Did he do something? He was feel okay, because I didn't read any highlights. But it's embarrassing. This is a game that we should have won. We needed to win. This is why I wrote this morning, Udinese equals no peace. This is hell. Every time we play Udinese, it's problems. It's like, I don't know. We don't know how to beat them, or it just becomes really tough, or we're tired. I don't know. I mean, I remember the first game at Friuli was, if it wasn't for Ibra Cadabra's, bicycle kick, we would have not won. So embarrassing. And like I said, I'm positive about Sunday. Was it Sunday or Saturday when we play at Verona? But if we go like we did today, forget it. Like I said, it's gonna be another 1-1, and off we go.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about like the original Instagram post we were gonna make, and your meme that that we didn't get at first, but then after the game, I guess it made more sense.
It equals no peace, and in fact, I should post it here.
I was gonna pull it up here, but you can't really see.
Yeah,
it.
there you go. Go ahead, put it there. Udinese equals no peace. because there's no
It's like,
peace. I mean,
I'm sorry, but what does that fucking mean?
there's no peace. Even if we had won, there was no peace. Look at Roma. Roma won. So are we okay? No. Juventus beat Spezia yesterday. Are we good? No. We have no peace. This didn't mean that the season. Okay, we can be more calm, and now we're after Inter again. No. And now look, now we went 1-1. Do we have peace? No, because why? We're freaking out for Verona again. We have Napoli after that, like Pepe was saying. We have Manchester and all that stuff.
You know what it is? Some people, some stupid people deserve to suffer like this. It shouldn't be us to suffer like this, but they deserve to suffer. You know why? Because when we were winning, but we were doing good. But when we started stumbling, everybody goes like, "Oh, whatever, it doesn't matter because this team lost and that team lost. We're still in first place." I'm still always gonna go bring back the Atalanta game, because the Atalanta game we took it like we lost 3-0, but we were like, yeah, well, we're in first place. Who cares? No, yeah, you're supposed to care, because that became the start of something. I've said it from from that moment on. I said, listen, they gotta address the problems then. Don't just say because, oh, but this team lost too, so it's okay. We're still up there. Everybody was so content to stay up there that every stumble became like, whatever, it doesn't really matter.
But what are the problems?
I don't know what the fuck changed. The same way I don't know what's going on with the preparation, because
we're going back to a few episodes. Is a mentality. Something went wrong in that mentality.
Yeah, but then we thought the mentality came back. That's why I'm asking the question again, because we beat Roma and we beat them well. I mean, we played well, right? So we're thinking we're on track again, and then today was just even though we tied, we laid an egg.
That's why I said to everybody, you won against Roma. Now stop, relax. Don't start saying, "Oh, we're back in the Scudetto race." Relax, because I want to see continuity. And of course, right back. So that's what I mean. Now, what are you gonna do? Maybe you win against Verona. Maybe you play a great game at Old Trafford, and then you get smacked in the mouth against Napoli. You know what I'm saying? It's always a roadblock. You don't go far like that. If you keep hitting roadblocks after roadblock, winning once and then tying twice, points start dropping. I've already said 5th place is only 6 points away. It doesn't get that long. It doesn't take that long to go down to 5th place.
No, it doesn't, because everybody's so close right now. So
yeah, and these are the games. These are the games to me that win you a championship, that get you wherever you want to go. I mean, the games against Atalanta, like today's Atalanta, the Juve, yeah, you're expected tougher results. Like if you tie, okay, well, you're okay. If you lost, well, sweat it off. But you go against Udinese, you go against Spezia. These are the games you can't lose. Those are the 3 points at the end of the season that you need to get to wherever you want.
This is where you get the points,
right?
Yeah,
and that's what really frustrated me. I'm like, I'm looking at this. I'm like, here we go again. So that's what I'm saying. I'm hopeful. Let's go beat Verona. Like you said, let's go get the continuity. But I'm not, at the same time, I'm realistic. Like the moment if we let them just score by a penalty or whatever stupid reason, that's it. We're gonna be on the treadmill.
Yeah, for me today really bothered me. Right, I really thought that taking off the back of the Roma game, we would really we would do much better than we did. That being said, we did spend some time last episode talking about how the players are a bit tired. We're playing a few games in a row, in a week, and it's been taking a toll on maybe some of the stamina and even some of the issues that we're having with players getting injured. So you just hope that the preparation back at Milanello is a good one, and we still have 13 games to go in Serie A, right? So that's a lot of games still, and then depending on how many games we still have left in the Europa League, right? It's to me, I think I said this the last episode, or if it was the episode before, I'd rather qualify for Champions League through obviously I want to win the Europa League, but I'd rather do better in Serie A and maybe finish 2nd place or 3rd place and do.
And now we gotta depend on Inter tomorrow.
As if we had a choice.
What?
Yeah, well, I mean,
As if we had a choice to do that. What do you think? We're going to get out the next round, please.
Come on, you got to be more. I'm not scared. You're scared of Man United? I mean, listen, this is not going to be the Man United episode. We're going to have an episode for that. But
I mean,
how many times have we beaten Man United?
We can't even win against Spezia and Udinese. We're going to beat Manchester United.
Yeah, but it happens. But it happens sometimes.
It happens.
Sometimes you lay an egg. But then you can come out and perform very well against a better team.
We've been laying eggs for the last 2 months.
Well, we're getting ready for Easter, so that makes sense.
We're gonna go egg hunting.
Yeah, we'll get the kids to do the egg hunt.
Oh my God! Listen, if this was the team of the first half of the season, I would tell you, you know what? I like my chances going to Old Trafford. But apparently, that team is gone.
You don't think Ibra's going to be ready? He's going to be hot off the Sanremo, adrenaline.
Ibra's going to be out for 1 month.
A month?
3 weeks is going to probably be.
They're just saying that so he surprises Man United and he shows up. All right, so the second leg. When did they say a month? I didn't hear a month.
3 weeks.
Okay, that's not a month. It's 3 weeks.
3 weeks he's going to have to. They said 10 days he's going to have to reevaluate. But the way he wants to come back, always fast and fast, he's old. People forget he's old.
He's old. He's your age.
Huh?
He's your age. He's old.
Did you see how happy he was? How happy he was at the Sanremo festival? Do you see how happy he came out?
That was awkward.
Very awkward to watch.
That was very awkward. Who's that? That was Fiorello, right?
Fiorello.
Yes. Somebody said, when did Fiorello stop being funny? Somebody said, when did Fiorello stop being funny? It's true. Yeah. It was very awkward. It wasn't like natural. I mean, I didn't expect it to be natural. Obviously, it's an act, right? But it was very weird.
Thanks to Ibrahimovic, Sanremo got probably the most viewers in about 20 years.
What is it? Uncle Sal is the one that watches that, right?
My dad, yeah.
Your dad is the one.
Ibrahimovic, he was at Sanremo. Son of a bitch. My dad, how he talks. I didn't talk to him today, but for so many years I've been busting my father's chops about rigore per la Juve, and today, listen, Juventini can't say anything. I mean, even we talked about this earlier, Oscar. You were listening, about Juventus and the penalties, right? But they can't say anything about today, and even some of the other ones this year. But today, definitely not. Right, so
there's no way I am not accepting any rigore per la Juve, rigore per il Milan anymore. I mean, they even have T-shirts. I saw some T-shirts.
Yeah, my friend posted that on my Facebook page.
Yeah, you posted that.
It was probably what's it called? Your buddy from the Serie A fans in North America. That guy was named Gambino. What si chiama?
Oh, Charlie? Yeah, Charlie.
Charlie.
He does.
Hey, what you doing, man? What you guys, you guys are getting all the rigore now.
He does say that, but then I always quickly show him that when you type in rigore per la Juve, when you type in rigore in the Facebook GIF section, Juventus comes up. Juve comes up.
Of course. Even when you put your referee,
now somebody may have messed with the algorithm now, and Milan might come up now too. But a couple of weeks ago, I typed in rigore, just rigore, in like Facebook's GIF section, and a picture of Juventus came up. So I screenshotted that to him because he had posted something about rigore per la Juve, and I said, okay, when I type in rigore into the GIF section of Facebook, Juventus's picture comes up. So I mean, you can't really say. What's that?
Oh yeah, I know, because they
well, that's what I was saying. So
they need 5 minutes of stoppage time.
But why was it 7 minutes? Why was it 7 minutes? 97. Why did we play 97?
Yeah, please tell me, because I do not watch.
I don't think all three of us didn't watch the game live.
It was given at the 95th minute. By the time they looked at it, they did this, did that. 2 minutes went by. So officially he scored at the 97th minute. But
how many times do Juventus get a goal after the recupero?
So people need to realize, people need to be educated and stop being. I don't want to say bad words. I'm just gonna hold my tongue because I want to be politically correct. I don't
say it, please. I don't care, Beppe. You need to say it.
It's bad words. I don't want to get yelled at by my wife too. But it's a minimum of 6 minutes, a minimum of 5 minutes. Always a minimum. So they feel if the guy really wants, it could be like you could pull up Beno Moreno that he gives 25 minutes of stoppage time in a freaking league game. He could do that. It's a minimum. You got to make up the minutes that they puts on the board. So it doesn't have to be because he's doing 5 minutes and it has to be 5 minutes. It's writing in stone. It's a minimum.
But my question, that wasn't my question was why was there so much stoppage time?
Probably because it was
5 minutes is still a lot. So why was there 5 minutes? If
well,
I understand why it took the 97th minute.
30 seconds per sub. I'm sure everybody made their subs. So start adding that up. I'm sure there was was the VAR used for anything besides the penalty?
I don't remember. Not in the first half. I mean, I watched the first half only. So
yeah, I mean, I was listening to it on the radio. Like I said, the last 10 minutes I didn't hear it when I was in the car. But whatever it was, why did the same thing happen in Napoli? Napoli finished 3-3.
Oh my God! Yeah, I did catch that end. I mean,
90th minute and 95th minute. So I mean,
they took a dump. I mean, again, they just keep playing back. The way I see Napoli is a team that
3 points against us. Napoli gives points against everybody. Don't play us and they'll fucking beat us.
I mean, of course, Gattuso being the coach, but you could feel the anxiety on that Napoli team on the field. I mean, I love Rino, to death. He's a great player. But a coach, like, you can see he just transmits that into the field. Insigne scored that penalty, and all of a sudden, this just go back and, like, wait until something happens. You get that. Pity.
But that's what it used to be back then. When we were watching the games, we were saying, and I love Rino, but I say, you know what? We got to make the next step. Rino cannot be our coach. I was one of the first ones to want him out back then.
And then we got Pioli.
Same here.
Aspetta, I always thought when they would have gotten rid of Gattuso, we were going to get a step up of a coach. Now Gianpaolo. If I knew Gianpaolo was coming, I would have said sign Remo to not Remo.
Remo.
Remo. See, I always think of Remo. Remo, you need to come on.
I don't think he's watched an episode yet. No, he did. He watched the first episode.
If he watches this episode, his phone will probably burn already because he's
his phone is so backed up. It's the second episode will probably be dropping tomorrow morning. So gets him in delay.
We gotta have. And for people who don't know who Remo is, he's one of the co-founders of AC Milan NYC, a great friend, and we always bust his chops because his he always has the not the latest iPhone, but the 3 generations before. He's got like an iPhone 5, I think.
Because this is him when he gets the phone, it's like this.
Yeah, Remo, we love you.
We love you.
Hey, listen, I'm surprised. One thing I want to mention is that we're on 57 minutes, and Oscar's not like, I figured Oscar was going to be shaking right now because, at 40 minutes, he's usually like, okay, guys, we got to go.
And little fun fact, off the air in the last episode, we have so much more material. We could have made it so much better.
I know. We had Faz on.
Yeah.
We were cracking.
It was so much fun afterwards, and we were saying, but I don't understand why we're off the air. So you motherfucker.
I don't know. Yeah. Blame it on me. Just me trying to be just me. And I just had so much margaritas today that I just.
You seem a little more relaxed. He seems relaxed, right?
Yeah.
He does, right?
I was a little anxious. I was actually a little anxious because of the trip too. Not all that stuff. Like not knowing how to travel in a COVID world. And now I kind of discovered like it's not that bad. So, yeah, it's all good. And
it's so good to see him without the casting couch, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm sure he's in a hotel room. There's got to be one.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Nah, not really. There's not.
When are you coming back?
To Friday morning.
Okay.
Friday morning. So should be back home and
business as usual on Sunday then.
Yeah, business as usual, people.
All right, so let's before we go, we're gonna round it up to an hour here. Pepe, predictions for Verona.
We're not gonna win. I don't know if we're gonna tie. We're not gonna win. And I hope
win or tie. We're gonna tie.
I get no joy out of it, but I hope I'm wrong. But I can't see this team going to Verona. The last of the two evils was today. Today was a chance to win it. And I was even reluctant to say we were going to win it. When you guys asked me, you see, I went like, I said, I'm more confident about Udinese than I do about Sunday.
You did say that. Yeah, you did say that.
And look, you laid the egg already on the Wednesday. So I'm thinking the worst. Look what Verona won 3-0 today.
I'm telling you, man, it's like this is going to be tougher. These guys, if we're not going to play the midfield there, we're not going to win. And if we win, it'll probably be a rigore, and that's it. You know, like I don't see it happening.
So what are you, Juventino? You're going to say we're going to get another rigore?
No, I'm not being Juventino. No, but I'm saying if we don't have anybody up front, we don't have a reference. If Leao is gonna play on the starting 11 like he did today, forget about it.
Yeah, no, he needs to. Somebody needs to smack. Give him a nice smack.
I mean, if we put Rebic at number 9, and you say maybe you put a midfield of 5 in there, but who 5? Well, Tonali is kind of like halfway there. Who are you gonna put? Krunic?
What's the situation? When is he supposed to come back? What kind of injury does he have?
Who?
Mandzukic.
He had pulled a hammy. I think it was something muscular.
For a couple of weeks already.
He's been out a couple of weeks already. Yeah.
Hopefully he'll be back. That would be the perfect game for him to be there, right?
It's not like we could say we don't have. The problem is they're all down. They're all dropping. Like, I mean, I understand it's all an excuse because we have shown that we could do it without people being there with all these injuries. But the way we've been, like, if you look at just the injury list right now, everybody's missing. So, I mean, you could only
very key players are missing.
Yeah,
and it hurts our depth, which is what we need the most right now. In a long season, you need deep pockets, right? You need to have that depth on the bench that we don't have right now, and that's really what's
our friends watching us are telling us. Somebody's saying a week. Somebody's saying he could be back for Manchester United or Napoli, which would be good because we need a player like that just to be in there.
We definitely need him for like a game like against Manchester United, against the team, especially in England, a very aerial game. A tall guy like Mandzukic, we could use him definitely to play against them. Hopefully he's back for that. So we'll see. But
I don't want to see Mate. I don't want to see Mate again, please. But we have no choice, so he's gonna have to play.
We need bodies, and we need bodies, man.
It's a body. So I'm telling you, man. I don't know. I'm with you, Pepe. I don't think we win unless, like I said, something like miracle happens today. But again, let's try to be optimistic and win it.
I think we're going to win. I don't think it's going to be a grand performance. I think it's going to be a very hard game like today was, and I think we're going to win 1-0. That's my prediction.
Yeah.
Games
are in the middle, are over.
But I don't think we're going to play well, and I think we're going to sit here on Sunday and say the same things. We barely won, that kind of thing. I think we'll have. I don't think it's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be a rigore, but hopefully it's not because I'm tired of hearing rigore per Milan. So hopefully it's from
It isn't. I could care less because if the penalty is legit.
Yeah, I agree, but I mean, it would be nice to score from open play.
At the end of the day, people are going to talk no matter what.
Yeah, but I want it from open play.
They're talking about Milan as if we're in first place still.
I want Leao to have like a great game and just for him to just kind of show what he's really worth and I build some consistency after that. But I just I don't know if I have a lot of faith that's going to happen. But hopefully,
I feel like we're playing with 10 men when he's on the field walking like that, dragging his feet. I feel like you're playing right off the bat. You're playing with 10 against 11 because it's like he's there but he's not there. He's useless. I don't know why it's like that. I don't know the player that could show flashes of taking the ball and just going with it and doing great goals, and then you see this. That's what was frustrating. If you knew that this player didn't have those flashes of brilliance, then you say, you know what, he is what he is. We can't expect more. But because we saw that you could do these things, and then we see you dragging your fucking feet, that's what gets you frustrated.
I know. I mean, I can't stand seeing that. That's what used to piss me off about Balotelli sometimes. But at least Balotelli would,
yeah,
that performed.
Balotelli would perform, right? Balotelli will go and score something, but not. No.
But Balotelli would be, have games where he would just walk up the field and, piss everybody off, right? And that's, that was always his issue. But, Leao's nowhere near that. But what I'm saying is that, we've had players like this where they just kind of just walk up the field. They have all this talent and they don't do anything with it, right? Niang, Balo did a little bit, obviously for us. And then, now Leao with all the hype is not delivering. And I just hope that we'll be able to see something from him, for the remainder of the season, because we desperately we need him. We definitely need him.
Start the Norwegian. Let get.
He's got to get more. He's got to get more. He's got to get more.
This is a game for him. He needs to get out there and run. That's what I think.
We have the wrong Norwegian. We need the guy. We need the guy in Borussia.
We need to bring the other Norwegian. Then that would be awesome.
Yeah, that's what we need. Yeah, that kid's awesome. You see that goal he scored the other day?
There's no place we think he's going to come to us. The only thing that could help us bring a player like that is if Barcelona and Real Madrid cannot spend that money right now.
Well, Barcelona doesn't have money. They're going down.
No, what are you talking about? Barcelona's they're busy right now. They're on the phone with Raiola about Romagnoli right now.
Are you kidding me?
Didn't you see that? Serious? We joked. Me and Pepe joked about that earlier. The Italian was it? Gazzetta Pepe.
Yeah.
Gazzetta's like they had a headline saying that Raiola is already talking to Barcelona about Romagnoli, about Romagnoli, and I'm like, what are you talking about? I mean, half the management at Barcelona got arrested. There's federal agents over the no comp. Yeah. So, but hold on a second. Before you arrest me, I got to talk to the Pizzaiolo about Romagnoli, because we really want to sign this guy.
Yeah, time to take him. Go ahead. Right.
Gazzeta's just terrible newspaper. I mean, just horrible. They become such a rag. I mean, it's embarrassing. I used to have so much respect for Gazzetta when I was a kid. What a terrible newspaper. Anyway, guys, I think we're all done here. It's been fun. Oscar, I'll let you do the closing out because I don't want to take that away from you. So you could hit end stream whenever you want.
Oh God! Oh yeah! Thank you, guys. I was very gracious that the internet did not fail me here. It's been failing me for work, but it did not fail me. Yeah. It has been. I've been trying to calling at work, and it's just been really poor. But hey, I'm happy I joined you guys at least for a little while.
We're happy, man.
Well, I guess see you Sunday. Forza Mila sempre ovunque. Let's go beat Verona. Try to be positive about it, but we'll see.
Forza Mila, ragazzi.
Pepe,